I bleed silver and black, and I wear it with pride. Hold my shield to the sky. I'm a raider for life. 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 I'm a raider for life.
Touchdown, Raiders!
What's going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Mikey Raider with our first official game preview for week 1 of the Las Vegas Raiders season. Please do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. If you like any of my content, or basically if you like me, consider becoming a member, supporting me. I appreciate you. I love you. Merchandise is available down below. And let's get into it. This is going to be a fun season. There might be a lot of bad storylines. There might be some amazing, controversial storylines. There may be some very, very good storylines for our Raiders. Let's be honest, we don't know what's going to happen this year with our Raiders. Many of us think we do. Many of us are excited. Many of us are not as excited. There's division across the board, left and right. There's haters of one person or coach or staff member or player. Then there's haters of everything. Then there's lovers, there's stands. You know what I'm talking about. But none of that matters, because at the end of the day, right here in our heart, we all bleed silver and black. Regardless of the pain, the toxicity, who our fandom is with at that moment, I know for a fact we're really never jumping ship. The true people that bleed silver and black. I'm not calling anybody out. I will again respect players and hope for the best, but I'm rooting on my Raiders regardless of the pain I feel for some of the staff at this moment. I'm a Raider for life. He's a Raider for life. That being said, I hope you guys can understand. If you guys want to continue being trolls and, calling me a non-Raider fan, you don't know my history. That being said, I love you guys. Let's get into it. Week 1 comes with a bang. This Sunday, the Raiders are facing the Denver Donkeys. That's right, a heated rival that we swept last season. We swept them, and they looked bad. And we looked good as well. And there was a fight off the field between Patrick Surtain and Davante Adams when Davante Adams beat him to get the final touchdown to win the game the first time we saw them. And then Davante Adams is on the sideline saying, he ain't ready. He ain't ready. The young guy ain't ready. Meaning Patrick Surtain the second or junior or whatever you would like to call him. So, there is going to be a revenge factor that comes along with that game, especially for Patrick Surtain watching that video. Couple members of the Denver Broncos wide receiving corps on podcast for the Broncos were calling the Raiders fake thugs. Because we had a bad team, but yet we were being confident and so-called cocky. So that's an interesting storyline to look forward to, is Davante Adams versus Patrick Surtain, especially with Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's look at the team as an overall. The experts are predicting the Raiders are going to lose this game. They are 4-point underdogs, and the Denver Broncos got a new coach coming from the Saints, and anything can happen. But let's take a quicker look on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball before we get to a prediction and some other storylines in between that are going to affect this game. I'll first off give you the lowdown, true down, and the Raiders' defense is going to eat. The Raiders' defense is going to eat this week. Why am I saying that? Well, let's look at it quickly from the Raiders' offensive side of the ball. I'm sorry, from the Denver offensive side of the ball. They got Russell Wilson in a first year under a new system with their coach. So we all know that he struggles, as he did last year. He's got a better coach now, but he's still going to struggle. Then on top of that, almost all his wide receivers that he was in training camp with are not available. Jerry Jeudy is definitely out week 1, and his only viable wide receiver basically is Cortland Sutton. Even the other wide receivers, what was his name? Tim Patrick, that called us fake thugs, and other players like that, the depth are not playing as well. So, they got Cortland Sutton. He is a beast when he's targeted. Then they got the rookie, what is his name? Marvin or Marzell or whatever, Mims. The rookie playing alongside Cortland Sutton. Then their third receiver it was Jeudy, but I don't know who it is. So, Russell Wilson has a young core of wide receivers, and he's basically only got one true veteran target in Cortland Sutton. Then their running back situation is not fluid as well. They are not going to have Jameson Williams, and they're going to start Samaje Perine, even though he is a vetted, veteran, good quality running back. And then their offensive line, they got new additions like Mike McGlinchey, and I can't remember the others, but they definitely tried to upgrade their offensive line. That being said, their tight end situation is Greg Dulcich. He's a decent tight end. I look for Russell Wilson to target Cortland Sutton a little bit too much, and Greg Dulcich more than anything. And again, so now that's their offense. I don't have a lot of faith in their offense in week 1. Why? Because on our side of the ball, meaning defense, we got Max Crosby, who will eat. We got Tyree Wilson, who can possibly eat on certain occasions when he's put in the game. Then we got Bilal Nichols in the middle. I believe it's Bilal Nichols. But now let's talk about our linebacker situation. We are lacking. But we got Divine Diablo, who is leading the team at many points, plays good situations, but he has the mic or the headset in his helmet, the green dot. Then we got Robert Spillane and a couple of others. But I'm still worried about our linebacking core. So the middle of the field with their offense, they're going to throw it short often because, again, we don't know what to expect from Mims, the deep threat. Cortland Sutton is a middle of the field guy. Whoever their slot wide receiver will be this week. Then Greg Dulcich, again, that middle of the field. So they possibly can tear up our linebacking core if we struggle. But I believe our cornerback and safety situation is going to be told to move up on many occasions to solidify the linebacking core for us. Then we got Marcus Epps in his Raider debut. We got Trayvon Moehrig out there as well, who's still on the team and doing pretty decent and gaining strength every week. Then we got, it's so funny, we got the rookie Jacorian Bennett. That's the situation I'm worried about at the cornerback spot. He's probably going to go against Cortland Sutton for the most part. So, if that's the case, Cortland Sutton might beat Jacorian Bennett a lot. But I'm hoping the Raiders will play a mismatch game and bring our better veteran cornerbacks that have played Cortland Sutton before last year or whatever up to battle against him on many situations. And I'm hoping Mims will go, for the most part, go against Jacorian Bennett. That's going to be an interesting matchup to look forward to. But I think we got the edge because of their offensive situation. That being said, there's going to be plenty of times Russell Wilson is going to be scared in the pocket. So I believe Max Crosby Tyree Wilson have the advantage in this game, and Russell Wilson will be scared early as he's playing in a new offense, a new scheme, and we know Patrick Graham, the Raiders defensive coordinator, in week one especially, is going to throw some wrinkles in the defense, and he's going to blitz Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's legs are not the same. And again, our cornerback situation with players like Marcus Epps, they might play the quarterback spy role on certain occasions, and I think we will eat on defense with their lack of weapons on offense. And I think we're going to shut down the running game and hopefully hold their running back under 80 yards, and they're going to be forced to throw it a lot. This is just because of their lack of offensive weapons, in my opinion, and in a new system. And we're coming into our second year in our system with a couple of key veteran pieces on our defense. And it's week one. Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson are going to give it all they got. Hopefully other players like Chandler Jones plays. I do not know. We'll have updates in the next couple days. I think the Raiders defense is going to eat. That's just my feeling. And that would be a great storyline to start the season. Now, let's look at it from the Denver Broncos defensive side of the ball versus our Raiders offense. Their defense is perennially decent every year. They got Frank Clark coming from Kansas City. He's always been a thorn in our side. Their other vaunted players, I don't know all the names. I don't want to do the research. I don't even want to look at a Denver Bronco logo. So, they're decent. And we got a little bit of a young offensive line in Jermaine Illuminor taking over the right tackle. But he played a little bit last year. He knows the system, so he'll be that much better. And he won the starting right tackle spot. And last year, if we swept the Denver Broncos with that offensive line, we can do it again. Even though they added Frank Clark. I think they probably got another injury or two on that defensive line with another prize player for this week. I think we can handle our own. Now, their cornerbacks and their linebacker situation is young like ours. They might have a couple of veteran pieces, and then the big name that I can think of, again, is Patrick Surtain at the cornerback position. And Davante Adams can eat against those young cornerbacks. Hunter Renfrow, we haven't seen him this entire preseason. We know he's a veteran and he can eat. Then Jacoby Myers knows the New England offense or Josh McDaniels offense, and he's got a lot of catches back in the days with New England. He can eat. That's why I think we have the advantage on offense. Jimmy Garoppolo, he throws the ball. They say he doesn't have a good deep ball. I do believe he'll get a couple of deep passes in this game, and they're going to try to send a message to the league with Jimmy Garoppolo and the deep passing. There is going to be some plays put in there. Hopefully they can execute. They will be in there. Josh McDaniels likes to play that game of whatever we say on the internet or whatever is the topic of the day. He likes to prove something. Sometimes in a petty fashion, sometimes not in a petty fashion. He's going to put in some deep passes for Garoppolo to shut everybody up. Hopefully they get executed, but that is something that will happen in this game. Then we got to look at Josh Jacobs coming back. Will he have a big role in week one? Will he be on a limited count since he didn't get a lot of training camp? I don't know the situation. But I'm going to say he's on a pitch count if the game is going well in our passing game. If the game is close throughout, he's going to throw Jacobs to the fire because Jacobs can handle it. But I think the game plan going in will be to have him on a pitch count. You know, maybe if he normally gets 25 carries or 30 carries a game, whatever it was under Josh McDaniels last season per game average. If it was 25 a game last year, I think they're going to go into the game this week with probably a a 15. A 15 to 20 at most pitch count. But that's still decent. And Josh Jacobs can handle it. And we still know that even if he hasn't had all the practice, he can eat. And he's going to be wearing the number 8. So he's going to have a little bit of pride in that because he loves that number. And he's back on the screen. He got a couple extra $1 million, so on and so forth. And I'm excited to watch Jacobs play. That being said, Davante Adams will eat in this week. He will be the fantasy star for the Raider players this week. But I'm nervous about our tight end situation. Austin Hooper, Michael Mayer. We haven't seen much from Mayer this training camp, preseason. We've heard good things. We've also heard that he struggles or he's battling. And then again, I think they're going to roll with Austin Hooper much more this week, maybe as a blocking tight end, more so than an outside the field tight end. But we do know McDaniels likes 2 tight end sets. But I think for most of the game, Austin Hooper will be in there to block for the passing game. Of course, Michael Mayer is going to play. He's going to have routes run. They're going to put in specific plays for him. But I don't see him being a big-time baby Gronk as they want him to be. Not this week. But they're going to get him a big catch down the middle, somewhere 15, 18 yards, maybe for a first down. It's going to happen. It will be in the game plan, and he will be targeted at least 4 times in this game. Now that comes us to Jimmy G. How will he handle the pressure from Frank Clark? I hope they have a game plan where they move to the right a little bit more than to the left, where Frank Clark will be holding that area down. And we all know that he's going to get double teamed at many situations. Frank Clark, whether it be the running back chipping him or stuff like that, or a tight end to get him out in the field. So as long as they can stop and they can chip Frank Clark, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have some time in the pocket, especially on third downs. And he's going to create some big plays, some big pass plays that we just talked about. Going to be an exciting game. Raiders offense is better than the Denver Broncos defense, and then it'll especially be that in week 1. Our defense will be better than the Denver Broncos offense in week 1. And like I said, the Raiders are going to eat. The Raiders' defensive darling, or MVP, as I spoke about Davante Adams for the offense, the defensive MVP for the Raiders will be, no doubt in my mind, it'll be Max Crosby. All right, let's give my final score predictions. Let me know any of your favorite storylines, your outcomes, your MVPs, your predictions down below. I believe the Raiders will win handily for week 1, not by that much, but the Raiders are going to win 20-13 against the Denver Broncos. It's going to look statistically and score-wise like a slow start for the Raiders. But we will win handedly, and we will have the lead the entire game. And I believe we win it 20-13. But the promise at the end of that game will be we scored 2 touchdowns on offense, maybe one by Davante, one by Jacobs, and we'll have 2 good 40, 50-yard field goals from Daniel Carlson. We'll have 2 or 3 sacks on the Raiders defense. We'll have maybe 1 interception. That'd be really, really nice to see from our young cornerbacks or safeties or linebackers. But we are going to handily take this game. Raiders win 20-13. Put it on the board! Now, If you would like to play fantasy football versus me this season in a weekly $5 game, the link down below to join FanDuel to play against me and 6 other members will be down below. You bet $5, you join that league, you pick your players for that week. You have to pick the players by Sunday, and you can win $25 on FanDuel. Link is down below to play me. You got to get your lineups in by Sunday. So log on, join our squad, and let's have a fun season. It will be available every week this season. Check it out down below. I love you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this week's game. I'll be coming to you with the Raider football talk hopefully this Friday before the game with some more updates, some injury news, or whatever's going on in Raider Nation. I love you guys. God bless. I hope you guys enjoyed this simple talk video, but that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I'm going to probably do this entire season. Let's have simple talk about our team, and hopefully I'm not too emotional after losses or drama. Long story short, it's going to be a fun season. Please stay tuned to this channel. If you like me, you love me, I appreciate you. And if you don't, try to love me, because I am a good human being, because I love you. Raider Nation, let's go. Baby, week 1 is here. Get your carnitas, get your tacos, get your nachos, get your cervezas, get your tequila. And let's watch the Raiders beat the Denver Broncos, the Donkeys, in week 1 to start this season. Now, I have to end this with an overall season prediction. I did the way too early ones a couple of weeks or months back. I had the Raiders going 8-9. Well, now after training camp and what I'm seeing, I'm bringing that up to 9-8. That'll be the Raiders' record from my predictions. And just a reminder, I said on many podcasts, if the Raiders win more games than they won last year, meaning 7 or more, I will do the Truffle Shuffle live on one of these videos. But my prediction now is 9-8, and I don't know if that'll make a wild card. I hope it does. I hope they play better than that. But I now moved them up 1 game for positivity from 8-9 to 9-8 final season record. Let me know your predictions below. I love you, Raider Nation. I'm out of here. Let's go. Take care of your family. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed.
I bleed silver with black, and I wear it with pride. Hold my shield to the sky. I'm a Raider for life. 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 I'm a Raider for life.